mouthwash ain't making it.
Talking Dicks. We're a couple of dicks. We like to talk. Spin-off podcast from the very, very popular web series Talking Dicks. Al Romas, Tampa. Al Ducharme.
Two dicks.
What did I say?
The web series is the two dicks. This is the Talking Dicks. You said Talking Dicks spun off from the web series Talking Dicks.
Here's the thing about this show. If you mess up, we keep it in. Check out the...
I think it's that mask. I think that mask threw you off, man. Just do that for 15 minutes.
My wife purchased me this. I do a rendition of Star Wars in my stand-up comedy act. It's been a staple of my act for many, many years, and
30 years.
And it's always requested. People request it. They get upset.
No, nobody gets upset.
They get upset when I don't do it. Hey, you didn't do it. I brought my girlfriend here to see the Star Wars bit. And you didn't fucking do it, man. We want our money back. All right.
That's never happened.
But it's a funny little story. I did a character.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes that you can't be replaced. Just be honest. It's 4 minutes. You have not written another 4 minutes to cover that. That's what it is. Nothing wrong with it. Just be honest with the viewer.
That's 100% accurate.
Exactly. We all have a bit. I have a bit that is, fucking Star Search. I'm still doing it. So, I mean, I'm not proud.
Billions with a B.
It is what it is.
How did the Billions with a B?
I was a coward. I didn't even do that bit this weekend. I was a coward.
Oh, you chickened out. See, now let me tell you about the mask. I have little figurines and whatnot from Star Wars that I've been receiving as gifts for many, many years. My wife just purchased me this. And it's all because of that bit in my act. I'm not a Star Wars guy. I went to go see the Star Wars movie, and I do this little thing. But they're silly films. They're fun. They're entertaining. But I'm not a Star Wars nerd. But the perception is that I am. So I've received gifts from fans. I have fans of lightsabers, all kinds of stuff.
Tell these fans to hit like on our fucking videos.
Hit like on our fucking videos, mofos. I gotta bleep that all out now.
In lieu of a gift, just go hit like on my stuff.
Yeah,
and that would be just.
In addition, if you comment, say hey, hi, we may mention your name on air.
Yeah, probably will. We goddamn covered Paul Francis Riley for a half hour. We can
do Francis Riley.
What?
That's 3 episodes in a row.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do it each episode from now on. It'll be a running gag,
kind of like Jimmy Kimmel does with Matt Damon being on the show that day, and then he cancels, or it's never brought up again.
Like that.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. We had like 30 people at the show because it was social distance, small club.
Oh, on Saturday night?
Friday and Saturday, and I had to, I wasn't working with the cream of the crop. Let's put it that way. These guys were rather new, I guess, or hadn't been on stage in forever, and had to do some heavy lifting, if you know what I'm talking about there, Alfred. And so the Billions with a B bit, even though I wanted to do it, it wasn't a show like, hey, I should throw out some new material and work on it. It was more like, hit him with the fucking, Star Wars and get that Star Wars bit going. Get that. That's been a classic.
Let me explain to the listeners.
My fans love it.
Al was he's a professional headliner, and he has been for 30 years or so. He was working with some other comedians that haven't been on stage in 4 to 5 months. And some of them may have been a little bit green to begin with. So Al was carrying the whole show, but he is the headliner, and that's why they pay you the big bucks. But also, Al has been working. Al's been working for the last few weeks doing stand-up comedy in front of a live audience because he lives in Florida, where there's no virus.
Well, we wear masks. Everyone had a mask on, except
Finally,
somehow to be in the audience, you didn't need a mask.
Our president puts a mask on, and now finally, Floridians are wearing masks.
If you go to the bathroom, you had to wear a mask. But if you sat there laughing at the show, no mask. Figure that out. That's why I'm all for the mask, but the rules don't make any
Yeah.
sense. I mean,
Well, it's social
doesn't make
distancing,
sense.
and it's also very confusing because they say if you're going to be 6 feet, you should
Under?
still maintain the 6 feet. But if you're going to be in closer than that, you should both parties should have a mask on,
yeah,
and it's indoors.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So so you take it off, you
Yeah.
have a drink, but are you sitting? Are the audience members 6 feet apart from?
Well, as long as if they don't come in that group, like if you bring a group of 8, you can all sit together at the table.
And you have to assume they all live under the same roof.
Right, exactly. But if you don't, is that part of your act?
No, they're
That
just-
laugh? I like that. If you don't laugh like that, do people get mad until they want the money back? But if other people were against the wall, so you have a small room, table of 8 right in front, then you got people against the wall, two in the back, 2 to the side. So it's not conducive for comedy. But you know what the hell? It was open. I wanted to do it, so we did it. It was fun.
I
You know,
wouldn't
got some
mind
laughs.
taking a stab at it now because I've actually hit the 4-month mark 2 days ago from performing live on stage. I've done some things online. I did some Zooms. I've done some
Those suck.
horrible. I'm not doing any more stand up in my living
Nope.
room. Not doing that.
Ugh,
But
horrible.
I like doing podcasts. I like having our own podcast, but I like being on other podcasts as a guest. And by the way, I'm still
Right.
getting shit from people about not being on the podcast.
On this podcast.
Yeah, then they're like, "Well, you have Al Romas. Why can't I get on?"
Yeah. Yeah. The fuck, yeah? Who says that? Who's that? Who's that son
Paul
of a bitch?
Francis Riley.
What?
Oh my God.
Ah,
We're beating a
I'm
dead
enjoying a
horse.
Joe in our
We're
mug.
beating a bloody dead horse.
People want the 2 Dicks mugs.
They've been ordered.
The
They're
excitement.
being
The
made.
excitement is growing now.
It's the old turnaround time is 7 to 10 business days, but because of the COVID-19,
Oh, COVID.
expect delays.
Expect delays and COVID. But other things I've ordered, and I get them like the next day. So I don't know.
Oh, we almost lost you.
Jesus. Whoa.
We almost lost you, Al.
What was that?
That
What
was
the
I'm
hell's happening
recording
over
your
there?
tracks here, and my
Oh.
hand caught a wire. That's never happened.
There you
so
go.
far,
Episode,
in 30
episode 86.
in 31 episodes. This is episode number volume 32. We almost lost you. What?
Is this volume 32? Wow.
32.
Hey, you know what time it is?
Questions.
And who is asking the questions today, Al?
Well, that's funny you ask because I don't think I wrote down a name. I don't know what my
apologies.
envelopes.
If this is your question and you hear it, then let us know, and then we'll give you a little credit in the comments.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the Talking Dicks Facebook group or
Yeah, we'll put it on
Instagram
the,
too.
Instagram, yeah. Instagram for your questions. Instagram, 2Dicks2. I don't know why my envelope it says dogs. I don't know what that. I think you and I were going to talk about dogs. My dog walking. Remember I was telling you I walked my one dog last week.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
off air.
Al has Milo and Max that he walks about an hour a day in Tampa, Florida, 98 degrees up. And
It's not an hour. It's not an hour right
not
now.
now. Not now. It's a probably
Half hour.
okay.
25 minutes.
And Milo loves it. She loves the heat. She loves going out. She gets very excited. I've witnessed this. This is why I know. But what about Max? What happened to Max?
He the other day he was sound asleep and he was in the air conditioning, in the bedroom, dark and just snoring away. So I skipped it with him and took her. She's the younger girl. Max is the male. Milo's the female. And we were walking, and I noticed how Milo is a perfect little dog without Max with us. Other dogs come around. Milo kind of cowardly, goes behind my leg, very quiet, even whimpers a little. Very nice. Oh, no problems. We walk past the people. It's all good. But if I have Max with me, she will then go after the other dogs. Thank you. Knowing she's a typical girl. Her boyfriend's going to back her up here, so she's going to cause trouble. And meanwhile, Max is 110. I mean, he's deaf. He's 100. He's too old he can't fight.
But he's intimidating looking.
So,
but
she'll do that. She'll go out. She's a completely different dog on the walk, alone or with Max.
And she's insulting you by saying, "I don't feel safe enough around Al."
Right.
Act like a dog.
Right. I take it as a personal insult. And that's why I'll never walk her again. But anyway, that's fine. It says dogs on. I guess that's what I meant. It just says dogs.
Right.
And then we have a question that I did not write down the name. It says, what is your favorite comedy club? I guess to work, or what's your favorite comedy club?
Well,
Alfred, where do you enjoy doing your Star Wars bit the most? Where would that be? Where do the fans go to see the Star Wars bit?
It paid the bills for 29 years.
And complain when it doesn't happen.
It paid the bills for 29 and a half years.
He didn't do that goddamn Star Wars bit. We've been seeing it since '88. We want to see it again. Clark, Mike Clark, I want my money back. What would be your favorite? What's favorite room to work?
Existing, because my favorite rooms are long gone. I used to love
before COVID.
Well, I used to love the Comedy Connection in Portland, Maine. I recorded a DVD there and a CD. One of my favorite rooms to work. It was a splinter comedy club from the Comedy Connection in Boston, and Oliver Keefley started it up there. I think he bought the name for $1 from Bill Blumenreich and Paul Barkley. And it's actually the home of comedian Bob Marley. Bob is a big name in the Maine scene. New England, but Maine. But that was always a favorite of mine. Of course, the club that I started out in, Periwinkles in downtown Providence, no longer exists. But
what was the one in Providence? The other one, wasn't there one in a bank?
It was called Noah's Arcade, and then they turned it into Periwinkles Comedy Club. That was it.
Was that the bank one with the? There was one that used to be a bank in Rhode Island. Remember, in the green room was like
that was
safe?
The East Providence
the
Comedy
vault?
Connection. Yes.
The vault.
Yes, it was the vault. I've worked in like 3 different comedy clubs where it was a former bank, and the vault was the green room for the comedians, and it was one way in, one way out. If someone shut that door, and this next guy coming to the stage, stretch. If you were locked into that, if you were locked in the
Twilight
safe, you'd be there overnight.
Well, Twilight Zone, remember? And then the earthquake, and then he gets out of the vault. He's the only guy who lived, and
the last man.
All the books are there. All the books are there, and his glasses fall off. And
spoiler alert, folks.
He had time. There's time, finally, and then the glasses fall, and he has all the time in the world, but can't read.
What is your favorite club?
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith,
I believe, was the guy.
Get rocked. The guy's gonna knock into Mars.
Needs management, Ron.
Management. He also played the Penguin in the original Batman television series.
That's right. Remember Rock Rubin, the comedian? He used to do bagel impressions. He'd bring a bag of bagels on stage. And one of them he put on his ear because it was like a cauliflower bagel ear. And he would do Burgess Meredith.
I remember that.
Mickey.
Michael Rock Rubin.
Yes, Moominchans. He would have the bagel eyes and he would bounce around. Oh, yeah.
Funny stuff.
Good stuff.
It is. Hysterical.
That was back at East Side Comedy Club, which was, for a time, my favorite comedy club. But, really, I think the one you sort of start at, it's really the only one you work forever and just never went on the road, just worked East Side. So that was a favorite. I loved the Comedy Stop in Las Vegas. At the Trop.
It was a lot of fun.
When that room was full and doing like 25 minutes or something, I mean, killer. Did you ever work the original Comedy Stop Atlantic City in the basement?
I did.
They had that little room.
That was a gem. When they moved into the quarter, it was okay.
Yeah.
But the
basement,
basement,
that thing,
magical.
some big laughs. Yeah, you get some big yucks in there. So that's I think those three. I like the little comedy club on the cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean, the original comedy room, not when they moved it over, but the original room. I like that little room. Some people don't. Some comics think
You're talking
the poles
yes,
are in the
no,
way.
I enjoy that one. I don't care. As you know, we work together. In the other one, it's more of a cabaret style, and the people sitting in the back have their backs to you, and they're watching you on a television screen. You're so disconnected. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Right.
My
original,
Star Wars bit does not go over well there.
That's hard to believe. That thing is like fucking gold, man. That is gold. Wow. Oh, you still got it. You haven't forgotten it.
That's my audition.
Why don't you take us out? Take us out with that bit.
All right, here we go, Hardy.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. Arr.